I just want everyone to know how much I adore you. You recently published a
Really
book called The
sweet.
Little Prayer Book, and it's so beautiful. It's a children's book. It's one of my kids' favorite books. So
That
I
is
just
so
honor you.
sweet. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah.
Thank you. I've heard from so many people that well, one person said, I'm so surprised. And I said, yeah, I am too. And then a couple other people said, I loved it. It was just really a good story. And anyway, so thank you. I'm
It
so
is.
glad they
It's
enjoy it.
beautiful. And it's kind of like this year has been your entrance into being an author. In February, you were a co-author in a collaboration book I put together called Collaboration with the Divine. So beautiful.
Beautiful book.
And it opened up the pathway for you to then birth the book, the Little Prayer Book. And then when you birthed the Little Prayer Book, it's like it's like
A
it's almost
wave.
like the heavens opened and it was like, oh, here's another book, Nicole.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's shocking, but it's true.
And so now you're like multiple author, and I'm excited. We're going to have to stay out of our minds because we know already the book that's wanting to come through. So we're going to really stay out of our
Okay.
minds and just see what shows up today and invite the book to talk to us. And everyone who's here is so grateful you're here. This is going to be magical. Now, because Nicole and I work together a lot, we dance differently than people who have never been who've never worked with me. So if everyone who's watched, if you've watched me with people in my mastermind, there's like a different a comfort level because we just dance like this all the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we just dance.
It's a
We dance
different
all the time.
language.
Yes, yes. So we're gonna start with I think I'm starting to call this my
Oh,
channeling
that is
bowl.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Is that new?
no, this is the bowl that I got in January.
Okay.
The really old one, the 695-year-old Tibetan bowl that it is like a part of my heart. So we're gonna drop in. Everyone who's listening, I invite you to just drop in as well because we're opening up a space for everyone who's here to be receiving, not just Nicole and I. So we're just going to kind of create that. I want you to take a deep breath in, Nicole, and we're just going to let the sound clear the energy. Breathing in all the way down to your toes. Letting go of any nerves, letting go of any fears, letting go of any walls that want to be put up. We're going to just create a beautiful space of safety. Safety and light, bringing that in all the way down. Breathing all the way into the root chakra, allowing you to feel extremely supported. Reminding your divine self how massively supported you are here, that my intentions are always of the highest support for you. All right, so right there, we're going to drop into the sacred creative process. So you know this well, we're going to do it together. We're going to pour in light through the top of our heads. So breathing in the light, allowing the light to move through your body, cleaning out everything, all the stuff. It's like all the things that maybe you've picked up on all your travels and the busyness of life. We're just going to allow this light to clear it all the way out, moving through the soles of your feet into the earth, allowing all of it to move down into the earth, and then bringing this light all the way to the center of the earth. This is the earth chakra. We're going to root you in to the earth chakra, holding you there. And I want you to feel how massively supported you are there. And then we're going to breathe that light all the way up through the crown of your head, all the way into the heavens, rooting you and securing you, tethering you to the star chakra. So you're tethered above and below. This feels super important today for the work that we're doing. We don't always do this, but it seems very important today. We're going to root you above and below. And I want you to just move your body forward and backwards. And I want you to feel how deeply rooted you are below and how deeply tethered you are above. And then there's going to be this beautiful shield of light that goes around you from the star chakra to the earth chakra, on both sides and in front and in behind you. And this is going to be a shield to protect you and really letting your nervous system know how safe you are and protected you are, and infused and insulated with this divine light. And we're going to then call in all of our angels and our guides and those who are here to support us, specifically those who are here to support you and your mission and your purpose and the work that is coming through you, which is enormous. Oh dear, I just felt that. Did you feel that? Oh. Woo! Breathe that in. That is just pure honey goodness. Pure honey. You got this. You got this. Okay. We're going to call them all in and into the divine light to be present with us right here, right now, to hold this space for you, to let you know how deeply supported you are, that you do not have to do this alone. That you do not have to do this alone. That they are there to support you because your heart is so good that they want to help you bring this work to the world. We're going to ask the light will touch your ears, both of our ears, that we may spiritually hear what needs to be heard. The light will touch our third eyes. We'll have access to all of our spiritual gifts. The light will cleanse our lips, that we speak only what needs to be spoken. The light will cleanse our throat chakras, that the vibrations in which we speak will shift and change people for the better. Breathe it all the way in. Nicole, you are such a brilliant being. I love being with your energy.
Thank you. That was so, thank you for doing that. I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Because because you've been so focused on your books, I forgot about the other work. And your angels just showed it to me, and it was like my heart just like got blasted open. Like, oh my gosh, it's so important, Nicole.
I feel like it is too. And the word that comes to my mind is the children.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw a quote. Can I share it with you?
Please.
Earlier in the week, I saw this quote by Jordan Peterson, who he was quoting Carl Jung, but it says, "There's no greater burden on a child than that of the unlived life of a parent." And that really resonated with me, because most people that reach out to me and that coach with me, or that have reached out about this book, they are carrying that burden.
Yeah.
And that is where the addictions come in.
Yeah. That's powerful. Thank you for being here with us in this beautiful, sacred book channeling session. And if you felt the stir in your heart that it is time for you to write your book, then I am so excited to tell you that I am going to give you my sacred creative process that allows authors to channel their books. Just click the link below in the description and you will have immediate access to learning the tools on how you will channel your book. So why don't you name out loud, just don't give too many details, because it feels like it just wants the title to be named, but you're creating an online resource center for people. That's what came in. That came in so loud.
Yes. So you want me to name it, or just share about how I see it?
Share who you want to help. Who is it that you want to help?
Everybody. But we want to give a safe place, a home, a safe place for people to come and share and learn from others and feel support and unconditional love.
Yeah. And helping them with their mental health, helping them with addiction, helping them with depression, anxiety, all the things that so many people are struggling.
You are articulating exactly, yes. Because I feel like I use the word I feel like because it hits me in my heart.
Yeah.
What I have seen is that there's a need everywhere for that.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to feel heard. Everyone needs to feel validated.
Yeah.
My own son has anxiety.
Yeah.
Great anxiety.
Yeah.
I'm not using the right verbiage, but he has suicide ideation.
Yeah.
He deals with that.
Yeah.
So on a daily basis,
Yeah.
we talk about, how was your day on a scale, like I worked out with Tristan on a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Share that. And it's not just from him, but my husband and I have had several people in our home that we have helped through different phases of their lives. And we've seen that it takes a minute. And what I mean by a minute is it takes weeks and months just to come down from where they're at, to feel safe,
Yeah.
to feel loved, to feel accepted, to feel heard. And
Mm-hmm.
there's levels. And so, yes, for over a year, has it been over a year that I shared that thought and that vision with you?
So what needs to happen, I know this is not book channeling, but
yeah,
this is what we're going to do. All right. I'm going to reach out to you. We're going to schedule 4 hours. We're going to do a 4-hour day, you and I, and we're going to get this, we're going to get it up. It's like, it's so loud. I can't, like, we can't channel the book until this gets noticed. So we're going to set up a 4-hour work day. We're going to get this created because like it's,
see, I do feel, I'm so glad that you're saying that, because it's in, how like the back of the brain chakra, my mind doesn't stop about that. And it's so loud because I've got my son who's 16 and deals with it daily. And I have young girls that I've worked with that it's real.
Yeah.
It's something, it's a trial for teenagers today. And not only teenagers, but young people, not even teens. And then, they're just, I would love to work on that for 4 hours.
We're going to do that. So we're going to set that up. And, that's part of my mission as well. So that's why I think it's so loud here, right? Is I'm working on creating a nonprofit to help people with suicide ideation. That was my battle my whole life.
Yes.
Right? So we just got to get this. We just got to get this. I try so hard to keep a clean mouth when I want to.
Me too.
But it's like
hard.
we gotta get this shit done. Like
I agree.
Like it needs to be done. And it's like the book wouldn't even come in until we presenced this. Like, this is so important. So because it's so important, I will be texting you today and we're going to pick a 4-hour work day after my kids go back to school.
When do they go back to school?
August 15th. So it's so soon.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we got this.
No, I would love to do that. Okay. It's very needed.
Done. That feels like, okay, now the book can come through. So I wanted to presence this for people. Granted, you and I, we dance a lot together. So we're at a level where I hear so much more with you because we're always in the same energy field in our mastermind.
Yes.
But I want to presence how a book can't come through when there's a creation that's been asking to come through that hasn't birthed. So it's like birthing twins, right? Like the second baby can't come through if the first baby isn't birthed, right? Like it's just it's how creation in this way comes. So if there was something that God inspired you to do but didn't birth, then it backs up the other creations. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's like this has to be birthed like now. And then, and it's going to be perfect because the addiction call, when is that?
You know what? That was going to be in August, but I'm so glad, Keira, you are saying what I have been feeling.
Yep.
And so many times in our mastermind call, you'll say things. I'm like, oh, I thought about that a week ago. Yeah. I'm learning to be better and better about taking those nudges and just saying, this is what I need to do, instead of like sitting on a fence. I don't think, I've been sitting on it for a year and a half.
Yeah, no more. We're doing it. Okay, so that's going to come through. Then we're going to have the addiction call. So let's bring in, the reason why we're saying the addiction call is because this book is a collaboration book on people's stories around addiction. And it's so important. I can feel it. I can taste it. I can hear it. And so it's saying, please bring through the healing place so that it can also come through, and it's going to be a massive resource for what you're creating. So
Because it
let's
will work hand in hand.
They're partners. So
They're
like we
going to be
must come
hand in
together.
hand, and
Yeah.
it just needs to flow a little bit better. And
Yeah.
that's exactly what I have felt. The last week I thought, okay, wait a minute, is there something I'm missing? Is there a step I'm missing to get to that spot? Even though I have people reaching out to me still, like,
Yeah.
hey, are you still doing this?
There's a piece
But
missing in the bridge, and the
right,
piece that's missing is this creation. So let's drop in and bring, so first we're just honoring the creation and letting it know that after, like, okay, it really wants a date. So I'm pretty sure I have time on August 17th. So
okay.
we're letting the healing center creation, whatever it's here to be, we're going to allow it to know that by August 17th, it will be birthed, because you know that I got some lava fire energy. And if we just play for 4 hours, like we don't need we'll be done. Like the whole thing will be created.
Yes.
That's how we,
okay.
so
August
that's,
17th.
yeah, that's going to be done. I'll send you a time. Okay. Now it can be quiet. Okay. It's good now. Okay. So now we're going to invite your book to show up. Whew. All right. So I'm just honoring. Do you have time to go over the 30-minute marker? Because we may go over. You okay with that? Okay. All right. So we're gonna bring your book in, and I mean it's. So it's pretty intense, and and I have been coached by one of my favorite mentors and partners, Evan, that every time I say the word intense, I need to replace it with magic. Okay, so it's magic. Your book is magic, all right?
Okay. It will be magic.
It will.
I agree. It will be intense. It will be magic. I've seen colors with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I see. I see a lot of wounds. Like the book has a lot of like open wounds. But when people write, it is the healing salve that heals the wounds. So it's like the book actually kind of opens up wounds, and then it does the deepest clean and then heals.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's just like really, really powerful. And so we get to go in 2 feet, right? We get to go in 2 feet. Very Joan of Arc. I am not afraid. I was born for this. Right?
Wow. Yes. Yeah. And I need to keep saying that to myself, because I do need to work on more of my faith and not my fear about it.
Yeah.
It's my own fear. It's not other people's fear.
Yeah.
It's belief in myself, faith in what I've been asked to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 feet in.
Yeah.
Like immovable. Mm-hmm.
And here's what's so beautiful about collaboration books is like, I got you, right? Like I'm going to be coaching your clients who are writing in this book. Like I got you in this. So all you have to do is step in with me, and this book will be birthed. All right. So
I do trust you.
Yeah, I'm a holy hell yes for this book, because addiction is the it's the sore, it's the wound in this world. It's the wound that keeps people from connection. It's the wound that keeps people from hearing God. It's the wound that like keeps people isolated and alone, and that's where we got to go and pour love into this wound. And this book is going to pour love into the wound of addiction.
No, those words are beautiful, and that's exactly how I see it. I see it as something that's going to be possibly rough, hard for people to get through, but once they do, it's going to be like a new window has opened and they can breathe. They don't have to carry this backpack. They don't have to carry the burden. And I think that's why when I saw this quote, I was like, it is. And the parents don't mean it to be a burden. No one means anything to be a burden on their child. But from what I've seen, in fact, just recently, with a couple of women that really deal with anorexia, it is a burden, and it's something that they've carried, and it's hard to let go. And so I do see that the end result, exactly what I shared before, there will be healing in his wings. There will be healing through the divine. And whatever, and a lot of people that might be listening to this might think, I don't believe in God, and that's fine. It's not that you have to believe in God to share or think that there is healing in the divine. You can say Mother Earth, whatever you can relate to, or that feels comfortable in your heart. I feel like exactly what you said, Keira, we have got to heal, to share. We're here on this earth to help one another. We're here on this earth to actually be angels. There are angels that walk amongst us, and we can't do that if we're in a corner in our room, or we're so bogged down with what we are, whether it's in our family, what we do, or what we're not doing. Sin of commission, sin of omission. So anyway.
Oh, girl, you're on fire. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's so beautiful to hear you speak these words, because I can feel you landing 2 feet, right? So the book is saying this. So the book and the healing center are saying this. Burn the damn ships. You know this story? Where a warrior took his whole crew on the ships to a new land. And when they arrived to the land, he had someone go and burn the ships. It's like, we're here. No one's going back. There's no going back. We create new here. And so the book and the healing center just said, burn the damn ships.
Yeah, that's powerful.
It's just time. Okay.
I agree.
Okay, so the book was also showing me, I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love that books speak to us in our language. So everyone who doesn't know you, Nicole's also an extraordinary entrepreneur, has a full catering business. She's like a glorious cook. And so isn't this so beautiful that your book just showed me that this addiction healing book is filled with recipes? That every story is a recipe for a certain human to help them heal. It's just a recipe book.
That's beautiful.
I know. I love when books speak our language.
That's beautiful, because that's really true. I think that is something that's a trait of the book that I want people to understand as well.
Yeah.
Is that they will be able to pick it up and say, that's me.
And
I needed to read that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's going to help me. Just like a recipe. Wow, Keira, thank you.
And can you feel that shift in your body? Like now it doesn't feel so hard. Like, oh, it's just a recipe book. And when we get to work with the authors, which like I will channel with every author in your book, right? So every author is going to get channeling with me, which is going to massively help them write their chapters super easy. And we're going to really preface it like, this is just a recipe. You don't have to dive in and crawl through the deepest wounds of your soul. Like, let this just be the recipe that's going to help somebody else. And I keep hearing this because I have all these like food allergies, right? Like I'm gluten-free, I'm dairy-free, I can't have things. And I always watch your recipes and I'm like, oh, why don't I live in Arizona where I can get her gluten-free food? You know, like, but like that's what I'm hearing right now is how specialized you have certain recipes that specialize to people who cater to people like me, right?
Yes.
And that's how this book is going to be, that certain recipes are specialized to cater to certain people, to certain needs. and we get to really trust. And fear can have zero, like literally no access here. This is a no fear access zone. Because
I
fear,
agree.
it's almost like fear is the dark shadow that's covering the light. And so we get to clear it out. Oh my gosh, I did the most amazing practice this morning in my morning prayer video. It's going to go live tomorrow. I want you to watch it. Because the practice helps us clear out lies and illusions and name truth.
I love that, because part of fear is just a story that we're telling ourselves, and that has nothing to do with the reality of what can happen.
No.
So I love how you are articulating how this book is going to be.
Yeah. It's so
amazing.
So powerful. This book is so powerful. So we're going to just see if there's anything else that the book wants to show us. So I'm going to invite all of your gifts, because you're extremely intuitive, extremely gifted. We're going to invite all your gifts of seeing, hearing, feeling, knowing to be pulled all the way up to the surface and into the divine light, to be present, to sit here with us. There is something here still. There's one last piece that the book wants to bring through. Do you hear, see, or feel anything?
Well, the word that came to my mind is it wants to be whole.
Yeah.
And just, it's what I see, Keira, is I just see like a pillow. It's soft, and so the book lands on it, and it's a soft landing, which is, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's bizarre anymore, because this is what I see or I feel. I just think it needs to be whole, and maybe that means that when you're talking about recipes, when you follow what somebody's doing, the recipe, you can alter it if you want, but it's not going to bring you to your wholeness. It's not going to make it whole. So if you follow a story, or if you read it and it really applies to you, you can take it for what it's worth, and it will help you be whole.
I love that. I almost feel like, I mean, this, like, my brain goes into like, oh, this is a lot of work, but I'm going to get out of that. And I'm just going to do this. What I'm seeing is it would be really beautiful if you could collaborate with a blanket creator, somebody who makes really soft blankets, and like create packages where people get the addiction healing book and they get a blanket, because it feels like there's something about them, like, hey, could you just wrap yourself
wrap me
safe, and then dive into these recipes that are going to bring you back into wholeness and healing.
That's really beautiful. You are helping me see right now, the blessing of this call to me is that you're helping me understand that it doesn't have to be so scary and hard. No. Because before I was thinking, oh my gosh, who am I? What am I? I'm just a tool. I'm just a figurehead. I'm just a piece of the puzzle that's trying to help it become whole, I guess. Yeah. So I love that, a blanket to go with it.
Yeah. So
I love all of this.
Lean in, see if God can guide you to someone who would want to collaborate with you, right? I'm sure there's a bazillion really beautiful blanket creators out there that you could collaborate with and create some magic together, but also magic for the readers. There's one piece that was coming in, and the book is saying, put your blinders on. So while you move forward in this process, you've got to put blinders on, meaning you can't be looking around and wondering what people are thinking, saying, or doing. Like the conviction has to be so strong that it's like no stones thrown at you, nothing. Like it's Florence. It's Florence. Mm-hmm. The law of non-resistance, right? So Florence,
I love Florence,
teaches the law of non-resistance, which means that if there's nothing inside of you that is afraid of what people will think, Nothing can stick. There's no Velcro, nothing sticks. It's the law of non-resistance.
It's not going to penetrate either.
No. So I want
Okay.
you to just like, we're going to do that real quick as we're closing up, but we're going to pour over the law of non-resistance around through your body, specifically your heart. We're going to pour it through the law of non-resistance, just pouring it through your body, allowing you to be so deeply 2 feet in conviction on bringing through this work that nothing can attach to you. Just like so powerfully free.
I'm going to have to work on that every day.
Yeah, which is fine.
I've been working on a couple of things every day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to add that to it. But I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Because I think the reason that it needs to be the law of non-resistance is because it is that important, and negative or darkness doesn't want it to come out, because why would the negative or darkness want people to heal? Sometimes it's better for darkness to see people in their darkness constantly.
Yeah.
But that's not them living whole.
No.
And that's not being completely happy. So the law of non-resistance is huge.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That feels super important. And we're warriors for light.
Exactly. And you can't have light you can't exude light, you can't accept light. You cannot receive light if you are letting everything penetrate you and bug you and poke holes in you.
Yeah.
You cannot. Well, you can't receive if you don't feel like you deserve it, which that is another idea that did come to my mind a week ago, is I feel like, and I've seen that when people don't feel worthy, they don't feel like they are not worthy to receive. They're not worthy to receive light or blessings or another option of living.
Yeah.
And that's not true. Everyone is worthy of receiving light.
Yeah.
Everyone is worthy of receiving and living a whole life and letting go of things.
Yeah. Nicole, you are a vessel for this work. I honor you. And I stand 2 feet next to you. So here we go. You're not alone in
That's huge. Thank you, Keira. I am so excited and I'm very honored, and thank you.
Yeah.
It'll be
huge. As we end, we're just going to wrap the Healing Center in light and handing that over to God. We're going to wrap your beautiful book, this collaboration book, in so much golden love. And we're just going to invite all the authors who are to be in this book, that they will be pulled in under grace and in perfect ways. The angels will go out and find them and bring them here to activate this book to be the book of healing recipes for those who need them. And we're going to hand that book over to God and invite your angels to continue to work with you every day to fortify you in your convictions and the work you're here to do. So we're just going to wrap you in so much love, Nicole, and honor you. Take a nice deep breath in. Nicole, you know I love you. Down to my heart, like love, 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 love.
Thank you so much. Love you back. This was a great call.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
And,
okay, August 17th.
August 17th, the Healing Center will be birthed. And this collaboration book around healing from addiction, we'll be talking about it. And that will be coming out fall 2022. So here we go, sister.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Love you.
Bye, guys. If you loved this video, then I invite you to come over with me right here and watch a few more of my book channeling sessions. Join me as I sit with authors and we channel through books that are here to transform humanity. I think you're going to love them.